You're afraid to be selfish, afraid to take the shot, demand the ball, or put yourself first. But Isagi Yoichi stopped being afraid and became the most dangerous striker in Blue Lock. By the end of this video, you'll understand why your fear is killing you and how to turn it into killer instinct. He wasn't just team focused, he was terrified of being selfish, and that fear made him invisible. Blue Lock exposed the truth. Selflessness was killing him. In this video, we're breaking down Isagi's 5-stage transformation from passive nice guy to cold-blooded field predator, and how you can develop killer instinct without becoming an asshole. Watch this. This is the moment Isagi's entire life collapses into one decision. He gets the perfect chance to shoot. One moment where a selfish player becomes a hero. But Isagi doesn't shoot. He passes. And that pass isn't strategy. It's the death cry of someone who's been trained his whole life to put others first. Look carefully at his face after the goal is lost. That isn't disappointment in the team. That's disappointment in himself. People think niceness is harmless. It's not. Niceness, extreme compulsive niceness, is fear in disguise. Bro, look at Isagi realizing what he's done. That's not the face of a team player. That's the face of someone who realizes he erased himself. Here's what most people never admit. When you avoid being selfish, you're not protecting others. You're protecting your ego from exposure. You think you're being considerate, but you're actually hiding. Isagi didn't transform just because he stopped being nice. That's barely step 1. Lesson 2 is where everything cracks open. There's a moment early in Blue Lock when Isagi realizes something brutal. Teamwork wasn't elevating him, it was burying him. Every coach he ever trusted, every message he grew up hearing, all of it collapses in one speech. Isagi doesn't just hear words, he hears his entire identity cracking. Nice kids are trained to believe their value comes from pleasing others. They don't chase goals, they chase approval. Putting others first does not make you a good person, it makes you predictable prey. When you're afraid to take what you want, you attract people who are not afraid to take advantage. Bro, look at the moment he feels it. That's when he realizes, my whole life, I've been playing the wrong game. Isagi's real evolution doesn't start here. It starts when he makes a decision that terrifies him. A decision most people avoid their entire lives. He stops waiting, he stops asking, he stops sharing the spotlight, and he chooses something far more dangerous than teamwork. That decision is lesson 3. Most people think Isagi awakened his ego in a single scene. That's not true. Ego awakening doesn't come all at once. It comes in a snap. One split-second decision where your identity finally rebels. Watch this play. Isagi doesn't pass. He steals the ball. He claims the shot, chooses himself. This is the shift every competitive human must make. You stop seeing selfishness as wrong and start seeing it as necessary. Most people never reach this moment because they're trapped in moral conditioning. Don't be selfish. Don't take up space. Don't outshine others. An awakened ego says, I am allowed to win. Isagi's awakening is not him becoming a villain. It's him giving himself permission to matter. That's the real psychological switch. Check this frame out. That's the face of someone who finally decided, I refuse to be invisible. Lesson 3 tells you something uncomfortable. Your ego isn't the enemy. Your fear of using it is. This still isn't the full transformation. The real evolution happens next. Awakening ego makes you dangerous, but learning how to use ego is what makes you lethal. There's a difference between a hungry wolf and a wolf that knows how to hunt. Watch this. This is the moment Isagi learns the next evolution of selfishness. Selfishness as a tool, not a tantrum, a calculated weapon. Selfishness becomes unstoppable when you combine it with awareness. Most people understand ego. They think it's loud, explosive, angry. But weaponized ego is quiet. It's control. It's the moment you realize, I don't just want to win. I know exactly how I'm going to do it. Bro, look how Isagi breaks Baru. He doesn't scream, he doesn't flex, he simply takes Baru's weapons and make it his. This is the true art of competitive ego. Lesson 4 teaches you this. Selfishness is not about taking every shot, it's about taking the right shot. Most people who try to be more selfish just become arrogant or annoying. because they skip the awareness. They skip the internal work. Weaponized selfishness is earned through clarity, prediction, and reading the room. There's one final evolution Isagi undergoes, the one most men never reach. The peak is learning to be ruthless without losing your humanity. Here's the part everyone gets wrong about bluelock and about real life. Becoming selfish doesn't turn you into a villain. Those things happen only when people have ego without self-awareness. Isagi evolves beyond ego. Watch this moment. This is Isagi at his most dangerous. Not because he's screaming, but because he's centered. He has killer instinct and emotional control. This is where most selfish people fail. They use ego as a shield. But Isagi's ego is anchored. He knows his value, and because of that, he can be selfish without being cruel. This is the final evolution. Selfishness fused with stability. Look at this king level composure. He's not flinching, he's not shrinking, he's not overreacting. He's simply there. This is killer instinct with emotional maturity. Lesson 5 teaches you this. Selfishness becomes toxic when it's fueled by insecurity. Selfishness becomes unstoppable when it's fueled by clarity. One insight won't change you. It's the entire 5-stage journey combined that creates a killer instinct worth trusting. So let's recap Isagi's transformation. Lesson 1. The curse of niceness. You lose when you avoid responsibility. Lesson 2. The trigger. You've been conditioned to play small. Lesson 3. Ego awakening. You're allowed to choose yourself. Lesson 4. Weaponized selfishness. Strategy plus selfishness equals real power. Lesson 5. Killer instinct without becoming toxic. Selfishness becomes unstoppable when fused with stability. These aren't just bluelock lessons. They're the 5-stage evolution every man needs to break out of invisibility. Real talk, crew. I know this journey because I've lived the early stages of it. For a long time, I was the nice one. The one who said, "It's fine, you decide." I avoided taking the shot because failure felt too heavy, and it felt safe, comfortable, like I was doing the right thing. But the truth is, I wasn't being kind. I was being scared. And once I realized that, once I stopped apologizing for wanting more, my life opened up in ways I never imagined. That's why I love Isagi's arc. And if I can learn that, you can too. Here's what you do today. Think of one situation where you've been playing small. A conversation, a decision, a shot you refuse to take. For the next 24 hours, whenever you feel yourself wanting to say, "It's fine, whatever works," or "I don't want to bother anyone," stop. Do the opposite. Speak up first. Say what you actually want. Not to dominate people, but to stop disappearing. One selfish choice, rooted in clarity, not fear. That's your first step toward Isagi level killer instinct. If you want to build confidence the right way, the bluelock way, the way Isagi did it, then join us in the Starheart Guild on Discord. You'll get weekly challenges, accountability from the crew, and a community of navigators sharpening themselves every day. If you're ready to stop shrinking, start showing up with intention, the link is in the description. Until next time, crew, under the glow of stars, we forge our future together. Captain Geo Bravo, signing off. Peace.